Hello again. Glad you're back with the videos, and this video is to talk to you about brainers and no-brainers. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that at some point in your life you've had a friend, a family member, somebody come up to you and say, hey, you know what, you've got to get into this opportunity, you've got to get this, you've got to do this, you've got to upgrade this, whatever that is, you've got to do it, it's a no-brainer. Oh, this is a no-brainer. Oh, you should do this, it's a no-brainer. This is such a no-brainer. I hate when people tell me something is a no-brainer. In fact, when a person tells me that something is a no-brainer, I actually make it my personal mission to prove to them just how much thought they didn't put into the idea and just how bad an idea it actually is. Call it a hobby. That being said, through my research, through my experiences, I have learned that there are actually no-brainers out there. There's actually 4 types. In addition, there are all kinds of other brainers. There are slight brainers and regular brainers and major brainers and heavy brainers and things that you've got to think about a lot, things that don't take a lot of thought, things you don't have to consider much, and things that take a lot of consideration. And we're going to go through those things now. All of them have strengths, all of them have weaknesses. It just means you've got to find what's right for you. Now, I'm going to start off, I told you there were 4 types of no-brainers. 3 of those I'm going to talk with you now. Number 1 is the impossible. If it's impossible for you to do, it's a no-brainer. Okay, keep that in mind. Regardless of whatever the reward is, it's a no-brainer. I'll make up an example. Say a person comes up to you and says, okay, here's the thing. Great opportunity. What you do is, it's $1 million to enroll, but then you're able to buy as many Ferraris as you want to at $1 a piece, and then you just sell them and make all your money back, plus who knows how much more. And you just keep buying $1 Ferrari whenever you want to and sell it whenever you want to. Okay, that's wonderful. That's a great opportunity. It's a great offer. Okay, I personally don't have $1 million to get into this opportunity. Keep in mind that doesn't change just because the reward changed. What if it was, it's $1 million now and then tomorrow you rule the world? Okay, either way I don't have $1 million. The answer is no. It's a no-brainer because it's impossible for me to do. Now, the next 2 types of no-brainers have to do with a 4-letter word that this country tosses around all the time. We hear it day in and day out on TV from people all around. 4-letter word starts with an F, free. If something is free, it's a no-brainer. If it is free, regardless of what it is, it's a no-brainer. That means there's no obligations, no cost to get in, no cost to continue, no obligation whatsoever to get your position in this space. You should do it. Now, I've had people come up to me before and say, hey, you know what, this is a total no-brainer. Really, is it free? Well, no. Okay, if it's not free, then I need to think about it. On the other side of that, if they say, yeah, it is, I go, okay, sign me up, I'll talk to you about it later. Want to know what it is? Well, I'll get around to that, but as long as I don't have to pay any money, whatever. Get me signed up, get my position on the spot, that's fine. If I find out later on, now all you have to do is wrestle crocodiles, okay, well, I'm out. I'm not interested in that, but thanks for signing me up. If it's free, it's a no-brainer. Now, the second thing that you need to keep in mind is some things are fully free, some things are temporary free. The fully free usually gets your space lined up in a company. Gets your opportunity in, it saves your spot in the tree per se. Then, down the line, you either have an option of upgrading to something which does cost money, or maybe you do need to buy something down the line, but you don't need to buy it now. Okay? Still, if it's free in the beginning, go ahead and get in. You can later think about whether or not you want to invest money, but meanwhile, you've got your spot in early. Now, the other is temporary free. Temporary free is when they say things like free for the first 30 days. Oh, you can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it. You can try it out for 4 weeks, try it out for a month, try it out for 6 months, whatever that is. Temporary free is still free for you to get in. You just need to make sure that you plan ahead to get out. What I suggest with temporary free is get in and give it everything you've got for 3 weeks. Let's say it's a 4-week trial. Give it everything you've got for 3 weeks. Don't hold back whatsoever. If it's working for you at the end of 3 weeks, awesome. Stick with it. If it's not working for you at the end of 3 weeks, get out before you have any obligations. Take that time. It may be the thing you're looking for. Use that time, that free opportunity to decide. Now, there is another type of free. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm sorry, there is another type of no-brainer. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But all the other things, the slight brainers, the regular brainers, the major brainers, the heavy brainers, and everything in between, all of those have to do with you analyzing two things separately and then deciding for yourself. See, there's two parts to everything. There is the product and there is the network or the market. You have to analyze both those things separately. Very important statement for you to remember. Do not let the product define the network, and do not let the network define the product. Give you a great example. I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in owning a restaurant. I can't imagine having to deal with staff, get the right people, then having to get past inspections, having to get the right advertising. It's just not something that appeals to me. I don't want to own a restaurant. I love to go out to eat. Absolutely fine with that. Just because I'm not interested in the market doesn't mean I'm not interested in the product. And on the other side of that, personally, I don't care for jewelry. My wedding ring is the only jewelry that I actually wear. I'm not into necklaces or bracelets or other rings. That's just not me. I know many people that are. Nothing wrong with that. Now, if I came across a network marketing opportunity that was in jewelry, I don't have any interest in that jewelry, but that network might pay really well. I might find out, wow, it is easy to make some major money in this. A lot of people like jewelry. This may really work out well for me. I have to analyze that network and not decide no just because I didn't like the product. So make sure that you analyze both. Now, here's what you get when you analyze those two things first. There's 4 possibilities. We're going to go through those now. Number 1 is you like the product and you like the network. You like the product, whatever it is. An example I have is I'm in a nutrition company. I love that company because I use their products. My wife uses their products. My family uses their products. We use it all the time. I'm an athlete. I'm a martial artist. I use the sports line all the time. I'm very happy with the product. With that in mind, I also love the network. Now, if you love the product, great. You're in good shape. You love the network, you've got to analyze, well, do you like the way that it pays out? Do you like the opportunities that you have to grow? Do you have people that are going to be helping you out? Does it look like a system that other people would be interested in? Sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no. If you like the product and you like the network, both, then your answer to whether or not you should get involved should almost positively be yes. I don't want to say that absolute, something weird could have happened, but if you like both the product and the network, you ought to be looking at yes for your answer to get involved. Now, the second possibility that you have is you like the product, but you don't like the network. Like the product again, whatever that product may be, you're going to use it, you enjoy it. However, you don't think the network's going to pay well, or you don't see a lot of people having the same interest that you have. You're not somebody who just wants to really get down. It's going to be tougher to get people interested in this, and you're not willing to put that time into it. If you don't like the network side, then you have a brainer. You have a brainer because you need to decide just how much you like that product. Sometimes enough purchase for your personal self in that product may qualify you to make money on the network side regardless of whether you're actually interested in making money or not. In that case, you might as well get enrolled. If it's something where you had to buy 5 pizzas a month to be eligible to make money on the network side, and you already know that your family eats 10 pizzas a month as it is, then you might as well get in on the network side. You're going to have that product anyway. You're going to meet that network limit anyway. You're going to qualify anyway. So all you need to do is just think about that and kind of figure out where it is that you're going to fall on the product. Now, the third possibility is you don't like the product, but you like the network. Now, this one becomes a major brainer. And the reason it's a major brainer is because now you're gambling. Now you're betting whatever that monthly cost is that you'll make more than you're paying every month. Let's go back to the pizza idea that we talked about before. Now suppose you and your family hate pizza. Can't stand pizza, don't want it in your house, don't want anything to do with it. And yet, there's a company that says as long as you buy 10 pizzas from us a month, you can start making money. Well, you have to take a look now at just how likely you think you are to make that money. Just how effective it's going to be. How much do you really like the network? Are they looking out for you? What are they doing to help? Is it going to pay out big? Because every month, you're going to put some money into 10 pizzas that's a waste. You don't want them. Your family doesn't want them. You're wasting money every month, but if those 10 pizzas each cost $10, so you're paying $100 a month, and you look at the network and you figure out, you know what, I can definitely make $400 a month the first 6 months, and then $1,000 a month after that, and so on, well then it's worth it. It's worth the opportunity to invest or even waste that $100 a month in order to get that extra money. But again, it's a gamble. Now, the last possibility is the other no-brainer. The fourth no-brainer is you don't like the product and you don't like the network. If you don't like the product and you don't like the network, you're not going to work it. Don't let a family member or a friend get you involved in something that you know you're not going to like. Okay? Go back to the pizzas again. You look and you can tell there's no way in the world you're going to make any money off of this. And at the same time, your whole family hates pizzas. But your brother-in-law or your uncle or somebody is really pushing you to get into this. The answer needs to be no. It's a no-brainer. You're not going to make any money off of it. You're not going to be sincere about working the product to other people. You're not going to be sincere about selling the network to other people. There's nothing appealing about it to you, and if it can't appeal to you, you cannot make it appeal to other people. It will fail. Okay, last tip of this, last little trick of the trade, per se, that I've come across and learned, is you'll find a lot of markets that have those no-brainers, slight brainers, regular brainers, and major brainers all mixed in together. And I'll give you a typical idea of what that looks like. Typically what that's going to be is this. They're going to have something where it's free to enroll for the first 30 days. Okay, so now there's your temporary free, which means that's a no-brainer. You need to get in and at least get your spot reserved so that you can work the market for about 3 weeks like we talked about earlier. Then, what they say is this, you come in for free, then you can pay $20 a month and you can make 5% of your volume. Or you can pay $200 a month and make 20% of your volume. Or you can pay $1,000 a month and make 80% of your volume. And those are the three levels that they give you coming in. Well, now you've got a slight brainer. $20 a month is not that big of a deal. $20 a month is not a big, huge amount. It's a slight brainer. It's not a huge loss that you're going to have if you end up not making that work. Okay? You have that middle $200 a month. For a lot of people, that's a little more difficult, but it's doable. It's a middle brainer. And then $1,000 a month for a lot of people is tough. So, for me, that's tough. That's a major brainer. I want to think about that before I get involved. Now, here's the tip or the trick that I can give you. If they have a you can back out, try it for the first 28 days, whatever. Come in at the highest amount you can enter. Come in at that $1,000 a month. Get in with everything you've got. And again, for 3 weeks, push it. Work yourself. Work hard. See if you make that market work for you. If it doesn't work, back out. Get out. So the tip is come in with the intention of getting out. What that does is this. If you find out that the market is great, that you love the network, that it's absolutely awesome, well then you're making that 80%. You're making that huge amount that they promised you. You don't want to come in making that 5% and find out it's an awesome market. And then you're working really hard and you're only making that little bit of money and you're going, man, I wish I had come in higher. But when you come in at the highest and you're allowed to back out to a lower level or back out completely, then come in and see. Take a look. It'll make a difference. You'll work the system harder, you'll find out more about it, and you'll discover whether or not that's truly for you. I hope this has been helpful, and again, I'll see you in the next video.